Get your day started right. From our shack to yours, this is Coffee and Ham Radios. We are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Good morning.
Hey, I think I figured it out this morning.
Chuck, don't
Sounds
touch
good
it.
so far.
You sound good.
No, remember I told you that every time we start the show, I lose all my. I can't hear you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you're hitting the button, as you hit the button, it says.
Chuck, we lost your audio again.
You reached up and tapped something.
I didn't touch anything.
We can go to the replay. Everybody can rewind back a
did
little
do
bit.
that.
Say,
I did do that.
When you start the show, and then Chuck mutes himself.
See how far away it is.
Let me tell you, Sonny.
It's like playing cards with my brother's kids.
And we
So,
thought
I don't
Andy
know
was
if that-
bad for scheduling the show at the wrong time.
Yeah, I
This
don't
is
know
the
if that
actual
was
talent here.
Oh,
Right.
Wow.
Chuck, where are you at? You're incognito. You're undercover.
You know, I'm. San Luis Obispo is probably the town that people would know, but I'm in Los Osos, which is next door, which is like 10 miles away.
That means the bear, doesn't it?
I don't know what Los Osos is, but I'm looking at the bay right here.
It's a suburb of Oakland.
It's called Morro Bay, is the bay out here, which is
Yeah.
it's really nice. It's where my son got married, and I'm at his mother-in-law's house. We're watching the twins this weekend, his twins, and I mean, I guess that was okay when I was in my 20s and 30s, but
Oh, it's back, Chuck. What did you do?
Yep.
It's a little hard.
You're crackling like
is it better
cheap
now?
tinfoil. No.
No.
There's something wrong with this iPad, I'm sure. I'll change back to the other one.
Gas station
Remember when you
iPad.
could buy a computer and it just worked?
Yeah.
I guess that's never been.
Well,
the
this
case.
one's old.
Charles is about to buy a Mac, is what he was talking about before the show when we were chatting.
Is that better now?
Yes.
You're not crackling.
Yeah, I'll probably have to change it back again. But okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to ask this question, and don't be hurt. This is just professional, technical question. How many apps do you have running on that iPad? Do you even know how to see that? Because we have.
I have one thing running.
You sure?
This-
I mean,
this
if you
and
do
what
the
other
swipe
thing?
up, you only see one
yeah.
thing.
I got one YouTube thing up right now. That's it.
Because we had one guy at work who brought me his iPhone that's like a year old. Man, this thing's hot all the time. I said, let me look at it, David. And he hands me the phone. I'm not making this up. I quit counting at 25 apps that I shut. And I know one or two of them were probably running the GPS. I'm like, I don't even know how your battery stayed alive for that long.
Right.
He hasn't been back.
Oh, I plug
Hey,
it all
quit
the
doing
time.
it. I do shut
Well-
them. No, you don't. Look here. This is shutting. This is just moving out of the way.
Yeah.
25, 30 apps at least, maybe
Well, I heard
40.
as far as your battery goes, they don't drain your battery like they used to.
You keep thinking that.
But I mean, not all apps anyhow.
Yeah. Now, see if they have location services turned on,
Right.
or they're actively pushing data, they're using battery because that's
Yeah, but all
there's
I
no
have
such
on-
thing as a free lunch.
I think I have YouTube up. That's it.
Yeah. So be aware of that. Apple says, "Oh, it doesn't matter. We manage that in the background."
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay,
my battery,
Pumpkin.
I mean, my phone, I usually have like 8 of them open all the time.
There you go. Steve, how is the wonderful world of Wisconsin?
It is getting warm here, and something I learned: they build houses differently in the past than they do today. Houses today are built to be closed up and your air conditioning running on, and now they've got them sealed up so tight they have to put a fresh air exchange system in. My old house, we don't have any air conditioning in it. We're not living in it anymore. We're just doing some remodeling work to get it ready for sale, and it's got to be like 67, 68 when it's 85 outside, and I have no idea how. It just is. The trailer, on the other hand, is like a little convection oven. The sun starts beating down on this thing, and it starts warming. It's already 15 degrees warmer inside the trailer than it is outside of the trailer this morning. It's like 68, 69 outside, and it's already almost 80 inside. And I turned the air conditioner on to bring it back down. It's kind of crazy.
So obviously you're on shore power in that trailer.
Yeah. Yep.
See, my motorhome's better than my house when it's hot because it's got like a house system. It doesn't have the air conditioning on top. It's down underneath like a regular house.
Yeah.
dual pane windows. I mean, it's set up. It could be 110 outside and it'll be like 68 inside that fucker.
Yeah, this air conditioner
there
will
we
run
go.
all day long.
Got me.
See, that
jar.
was Chuck that did that. That was Chuck. That was not me.
And he's in front of the kids too. He's up babysitting.
No,
This is
they're-
the role model that his children have invested in him.
They're 4 months. They don't understand yet.
They're
Oh,
learning
listening.
right now.
They're
learning
learning,
right
yes.
now.
Oh, they're smart.
And I have not said hi to everybody in the chat, so just take this as one blessing. Hi, good morning.
So what you're really saying is, Chuck, when they get to be about 6 or 7, don't ever
I
put your
can't be
kids
around
around
them.
Chuck. Yeah.
It's a firehouse talk, man. I'm finally
That's-
starting to lose
yeah.
it. But
I
it
ain't
comes
lost
back
it
every
yet.
once in a while. Every once in a
So
while it comes
they're
back.
asking Evan Barchak. I knew it would be you, Evan. He's asking where Ape is, and unfortunately, on the way back from Hamvention, Ape got himself another speeding ticket, so he's in the community service today.
Yep.
We weren't
The
supposed
guy's
to tell
gotta
you,
quit
but
speeding, man.
you'll find out anyway.
When he tells you a 10-hour ride took him 7, I was like, I think you're going a little too fast, my friend.
Yeah. Wow.
And then Bill's saying it's because I'm breathing in here. Bill, I will stop breathing. That will not
Yeah.
make it hot anymore. Got it.
You know, you're totally right, because when I was building houses, they've gone to that Tyvek and stuff.
Yep.
And it's so tight that you're exactly right. They have to put systems in to bring fresh air into the houses now.
Which I think is just, I think it's
It's
ignorant.
like backwards, right?
Yeah, let me close my house up and run my air conditioner all day long, and then run an air exchanger all day long to get fresh air in the house. When you could have
Right.
just built the house a little looser. And then houses also had double hung windows, so if you lower the top window down and raise the bottom window up, you get an air exchange going through. And then there's windows in every wall of the house, so you get cross ventilation, which is nice. And we forgot. We've forgotten so many intelligent things over the years.
You can still buy double hung.
Sonny.
They're just not as popular.
Well,
Yeah.
but I think some of that was progress, and I have no argument with this either way. I'm a fan of air conditioning myself. I think
Well, you've
some
been
of this
getting
was
outside lately.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
and
face,
there's going to
man.
be another one
Color.
today. I'm just telling y'all now. Red flag warning. I'll be outside videoing again
you're-
today.
You're looking good. I mean, you're getting a little sun, like Chuck
Right.
was saying.
I got plenty of sun at. Look at this.
You got a lot
I
of
got plenty of sun at Hamvention the first day when I.
There
didn't
was
wear
a chance there for you to argue, and you actually declined. I mean,
Yes.
it's doing you good.
You don't know.
Yeah,
You're not the
that's,
boss of me.
It's
I
feeding
mean,
his brain.
Oh, I'm just encouraging.
you ain't my real dad.
No, I'm not.
Down at Dayton, he had the Rudolph nose
raccoon
from,
eyes?
and the raccoon
Yeah, I
eyes.
couldn't tell
I
if he
get
was
those
drunk
too.
or if he was sunburned.
Right.
Because I can't hardly go outside without sunglasses on. It's
Oh yeah. I always.
supposedly better
oh,
for you.
So he
Evan?
asked for a dance, Jim.
Evan.
I got it.
Okay.
You do the music.
All right. We're doing the music.
Jesus.
I thought we were
Yeah,
doing
because
the.
he asked for it.
Okay.
He very specifically asked for it. And then we'll take care of Richie in a second. Thank you very much, Evan. Richie, on the other hand, sent in a super sticker, $4 super sticker. Thank you, Richie. Now do the other thing.
No. Okay. Now I'm doing that thing. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Richie.
Richie, appreciate it.
Morning, Todd.
We are transitioning away from the dancing. Ape
We're
threw
trying
out
something new.
A nerve in his back. It causes him. He says it
Ape's
burns a
old, man.
lot at certain times of the day. So we don't know what
That's
that means.
eight.
We're just
Eight.
gonna.
That was something else.
That was something else.
Yeah.
Oh, is that from that girl? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I told him.
Well, he has
needed-
catnip for women, you know.
Right.
Boomer's
Right. That
like
live
that.
interview.
So-
Fantastic.
That live interview with Hayden at Hamvention. The babes were flocking all around the place because
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had to keep them. You know, I was off the side there, keeping them back.
we had security with us to hold everybody back. You didn't see. It was. I mean, it was like the Beatles when they got to New York. Man, it was
The Ed Sullivan Show.
right. Chuck, you're crackling once again.
So Todd says he misses the ducks. Todd, those ducks happen to have a Yagi attached to them. I don't know if anybody noticed it. So that they got pressed into service, and they are currently working ducks.
What ducks is he talking about?
Those ducks, the ones that were behind. me.
Oh, those ducks. Okay, I forgot about them because the sign is so eye-catching and crooked that I
Yes,
was like
it's
that.
Actually, it's pretty straight right now.
He ain't
It's
put
on a
level
single
on it.
post.
It's the ham cave.
Yeah, it's on a single post, so it'll move around. We're gonna probably put a secondary post up there so it can't move.
Just leave the one. Put a little double-sided tape on the other two ends. Boom, done. Never move
And
again.
I see Larry is here this morning as well. Ham Radio
Morning, Larry.
Live. Good morning, Larry. How are you? Bill.
Don
is
says
here.
TO's crooked, or TO's the crooked part, not the sign.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Morton's talking smack. Morton, I appreciate the $25. What is that, kroner? And we're gonna have to give him one of the videos, Jim. So
Thank you,
Morton's
Morton.
talking about the European Ham Radio Show. I think that's what the E stands for, and it's a new show on Sundays where a bunch of guys from that side of the world get together and talk, kind of like we do over here. So tune
over
into
the pond. Across the pond. Yeah. Whiskey and
Oh.
tea.
So we have a topic today, don't we, Jim?
Yeah, we do. We're going to talk about Flex Radio. Oh, man. All right.
Awesome. Thank you, Whiskey
Don't
and Tea.
complain.
That is an awesome call sign. Thank you very
I like
much,
that
Whiskey
call
and Tea.
sign.
Welcome to the channel.
Yeah, he's new.
W1
I haven't seen him
TA.
before. That's very cool. When I got my call sign, I pondered a long time about requesting a vanity call sign. And eventually I decided I was going to wait till I ever got extra. Anyway, not that
Yeah.
will actually be very vanity. But I looked up all the combinations of something that ended in WTF. I thought that would be funny. Okay. I thought it was.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I was nodding my head. I was also typing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I have a Flex Radio, as most of you know. I bought a.
Sorry, Jim. Another interruption.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's fine. No.
Whiskey and Tea is a new member. Thank you very much, Whiskey and Tea. Join us
Thank
over
you
on
there.
the Toads Discord. There is a link at the top of the chat. We'll get you added into the private supporters room where you can talk shop with us behind the scenes. There is a join button right below Chuck's beautiful face down there that will get you membership as well. And coming up, I want to say next week after next, we're going to have our members only support meeting. Probably next Wednesday, right, Jim?
Probably next Wednesday.
I think it's on the schedule for Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
But if you're in
this
the-
is June.
If you're in the club, you'll get the notification.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be coming
back
up
to
on
you,
the
Jim.
schedule this Wednesday. No, that's okay.
He was.
So
You were
I-
flexing. Remember, you were flexing.
Right. I can't do that on the show, or there will be a cavalcade of women beaten through the door.
Boy, ham radio operator and flexing, yes.
Yeah. So I bought a Flex used the first time we had Mike Walker, VA.
Mike is a good guy, and Jim does
Yeah.
tend to get excited. If you want to sell anything, just come on the show, and Jim will buy one.
And I'll buy one of them. So
Just
yeah,
have a
while,
package
the first
ready
time
to
this has
go.
happened.
well, while we were on the show talking, Mike was talking about the product line from Flex, and we had Mike on because Mike is really a good guy. He can talk radio and Flex stuff all day. It wasn't really us trying to sell radios for Flex. Mike is an interesting guest, but Mike said, the real value is like a 6300, which are not made; they're out of production, because the difference between them and the 6400 is, not a lot of difference.
Really,
And yeah, he said that.
it's the
I could-
It's the pretty container mainly. I think.
Yeah, the 6400 is in like the 4U case, and the
It's
6300
twice as
is
big. Who's
one
got
U
space
case.
for that?
Yeah. So he said that he thought, in his opinion, as a longtime employee of Flex, that the 6300 was of value, and he said we have some on the website. So while we're on the show, I'm clicking. Oh, look, there's one there. Oh, that's a good price. I shall take it. So I did, and I bought it, and it's been great, and I used the daylights out of it. But I'm moving on.
Why was that past tense? Why did you say that in the past tense?
Moving on. I'm moving on. I'm getting rid of the Flex. I'm getting rid of the Flex. Some
Still
of you
get
may
ELAD?
know the 7610 is gone out of my house. She's out of my life. She's on her way to California, where K6EGG will hopefully give her a good home.
That's
and
great.
treat her
Greg.
right.
Are you crying?
Greg,
Are you crying?
No, it's dusty in
I
here.
heard
Chuck.
I heard it in your voice, man.
It's
You were
dusty
crying.
in here. It's just dusty.
Okay.
Little crackle there. So if you guys don't know, Greg has a YouTube channel where he does some live stream QSOs, and
Yep.
you can find him posted in the Toads Discord in the Tubers section.
In Tubers,
Sam
yeah.
is a very big
Tubers.
fan, and Sam drops a link whenever Greg goes live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going live.
And if Greg would like
So-
to participate in the Toads Discord, then we could get him added to the announcements. But I haven't seen Greg in the Discord.
No, he's not. I don't see him in there very often at all. So anyway, yeah, Greg's got a new rig coming, my 7610, which is now his 7610. If UPS doesn't screw the pooch on that. And I'm probably going to get his call wrong. I think it's N1UKE. Joe bought my FTM 400. So I am down to a Flex 6300 right now and a 706 that's in a shoebox.
Could you? I've got a nice Harley. Could you sell that for me?
Son, I could sell. You need to get Steve to sell it. Steve,
Yeah,
this
that's
boy
true.
can sell ice cubes
That's
to
true.
Eskimos over here.
He's done it.
World
So I'm
champion
getting rid of
sales.
the 6300. The Flex has got to go. She's got to go because I need to make room for the new Flex that's coming in 4 or 5 weeks. So, and yes, 4 or 5. I did spurn Joe Brett because Joe Brett kept coming in here low
That $10 wasn't getting it.
trying to play the public safety. We public safety brothers, man. And I live in Mississippi, so I'll give you
Remember
like
that time when I saved your life?
right.
You won't have to worry about tickets in Mississippi. Drive as fast as you want.
Right. I'm like
Morton wants a 706, Jim. Hook
I
him up.
never drive in Mississippi. Morton, hit me up after the show if you're interested. I don't know what shipping's going to be over to Norway. I shudder to think, but
Yeah, that'd be.
we can work something out.
I'm sure that's expensive.
And Chuck, just your audio is once again crackling.
Darn it. Let me use this one.
So
At least I know how to fix it now.
this is Chuck trying to fix his audio.
It's done. I'm getting
Okay.
fast, man. I'm getting fast. Did it work?
Yeah, you're not crackling now. It's something with that iPad.
We'll give you the high sign.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna, like you said earlier, I'm gonna buy a new Mac,
get you a laptop. Yeah.
and I'll start because the laptop I can use more. I have that microphone that I wanted to hook up, and it won't even work with this thing. Well, it
So-
showed it, but it didn't.
Okay,
sound
are
very
we
good.
done talking about your microphone problems?
Yes. Well, you brought
Okay.
it up, not me.
Until it happens again.
Until it happens again, right? I know. I don't know what I don't know.
Move on.
That iPad should be able to do that fine. I don't know why it starts crackling.
It's
after a
old.
while.
It's an old one. It's like 5, 6 years old. Go ahead.
So I'm not
Thank you, Chuck.
downsizing. I'm just getting rid of some extra
Believe me,
stuff.
it's not downsizing. I'm just saying.
I'm going to mute you. I am. I'm
Just
going to hit the
another
mute button.
pork
bought a
chop
new
sandwich.
radio. Yeah. Or
So-
two.
So anyway, the 6300
He
has
bought
to
2
go.
pork chops. It's got to go. It's got to go. I thought about it, but
See, Chuck, I'd give you the bro price, man.
I don't know if it can handle. I don't know if it can outdo the ELAD, man.
Does the ELAD have 100 watts? Oops, no.
Oh, well, it does. It has 150.
Only
But
with
not-
your amp.
With
not
an
by itself,
amplifier.
though.
Yeah,
That's
with
right.
an amplifier. So you're actually using more power and contributing to the carbon footprint of the Thompson household by using that amplifier, Chuck. I mean, there's probably a law in California being crafted right now to outlaw you. I'm just
Probably.
saying.
I haven't even been able to put an antenna up here yet.
So anyway, that's the story. I'm getting rid of the Flex.
Let me stick it to it.
She's a beast. I've been very happy with this 6300.
He has. In fact, I
And,
was surprised you bought the new one.
And for a limited time only, there's a special sale going on this particular Flex 6300. So
Show us what it does. Show us what it can do.
I had FT8 going on it earlier, which is still going. But let me close FT8 for now and embiggen this.
Look at that.
And this is a software that comes with. This is the software that you download from Flex to use with the Flex radio. So the Flex works over the network. depending on what you're using the software on. It can work on an iPad. I think it works on Android. I don't have any Android tablets that I use. iOS, Windows. It does not work on Linux. I don't think.
What?
It may. I don't
Flex
remember.
is a Linux machine.
Yeah, the Flex, I believe, is Linux. No, well, kind of. Because the Maestro's Windows, the Maestro device.
Does it actually have a computer in it, like the
Flex,
what's
yes.
the other one? The Flex does.
Yeah. Yeah.
So does the Elecraft K-Floor and the
Yeah.
Zygu X6100.
Yep. Yeah, we know the
That's a
6100
level
does.
playing field there.
Don's got his old man caps on.
Yes,
Yep.
it is Linux.
You want to make sure you heard.
Well, I was thinking it was. I don't know specifically, but I thought I had read or heard that it was Linux under the hood. I know the Maestro's not. The Maestro's a
Look at that
Windows
signal you got
based
there.
gadget.
Wow.
So anyway, this software is the same software that runs the brand new Flexes. This is also running the 6300 that I have. So anything in the 6000 series of Flexes, this software works with just fine. Now, there are older Flex radios. I have no specific knowledge of them at all. Don can probably drop some information about those. But this is a 6300, which is the current series of Flex radios. And this particular one was born in 2014, and she's a beast. I've got 2 antennas on her. I've got a DX Commander Rapide and a 9-to-1 random wire. And
What kind
Who
of
makes that
random wire do you
9-to-1?
have?
Yeah.
the 9-to-1 is made by random wire I had and a LDG Balin
Oh, you
and
don't have a good one.
a Gigaparts fiberglass mast. Oh, I had this up before
sent
we
you a
built
fix
the
for that.
arrays.
I know. Look at that signal you got there. What is that guy?
That's
I'm trying to.
FT8.
Oh,
That's everybody.
pretty strong. It's pretty strong though.
So, in any case, so the beauty of Flex radios is one of the major selling points about Flex radios, and I honestly haven't used it yet, is that you can have what's called another slice. So we can create another slice, and we'll go to this one, and we will change this to sideband, and we'll move it to
Can you only do
15.
two? You can only do 2 slices with that.
on
Really?
this one.
On
Yes.
this model, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know why I lost my other slice. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I have one slice in the phone part of 20 meters. And if I click there, right here, it will jump back to, if I look at what I'm clicking, thought I clicked it. There we go. It'll jump back to FT8. And there's third-party software called Slice Master, which I have not even played with or installed. Kyle was telling me with that, you can actually run multiple instances, for example, of WSJTX. So you can FT8 on multiple bands at the same time. So with this particular model radio, the 6300, and its newer big brother, which is again not much difference, you have 2 slices. So you can actively work 2 transmitter receivers at the same time, as fast as you can work them, and that works
Right.
for phone or FT8 or whatever. So then the 6600 does 4 slices. Is that right, Don? I believe that's correct. And that's what I have on order, is a 6600. So anyway, that's one of the coolest things that it does. And then you've got a whole bunch of other features. The whole radio is software driven. There are no knobs for it. The controls.
You can get external knobs.
You can.
So, oh wow. So your
Yep.
new radio will do half of what my ELAD will do. I mean, it's only a QRP radio though.
Yeah, we don't really care about your ELAD, Chuck.
Chuck, switch
I
your
mean,
microphone.
Again?
Yeah.
Again. Like,
I'm just gonna leave
just
it
switch it
focused.
every 5 minutes.
Let's just turn them off, and there we go. So, like any software-defined radio, it works with software, and the Flex software I think is very good. Now, this is written by Marcus Roscosh, or he has a large hand in it. He's the guy who wrote the Smart SDR
Control.
SDR control for the ICOM radios for the 9700, the 7610, 7300, and 705. Yep. And unlike SDR control, this works on Windows or Mac. SDR control is only a Mac app. But the look and the feel of the software is almost identical.
Did you change it?
Did I change what?
Did you switch to the other one? Or did you switch to the SDR?
It is an SDR. I didn't switch to anything.
He's not using the SDR control app right now. He's using the
Okay,
Smart SDR
I thought it
app.
switched.
No, I'm just
I thought it
talking about the
switched.
app. That's all.
Okay.
Chuck, can you go get Kathy for us? We need an interpreter.
Well, no, I had my screen was off when I was changing my audio, man. I didn't see if he changed something. Looks like it froze up.
Clay's asking
Probably
if you
your
can
iPad.
transmit on both slices at the same time. Can you do that?
That is not a question I can answer. I don't know.
I think you can.
I think you can too, and I think it requires a little bit of know-how that I don't have. Because what
And then Bill was
Kyle
saying
was
you can't.
saying, Bill's saying you can't. Yeah, Bill, I was getting to the MIDI thing. I didn't think you could, but you can monitor multiple. And so with a little bit of computer magic, it looks like you're actively transmitting on all of them.
Rod
at the
says
same
you
time,
can't.
but You're not going to be.
Rod says, no, you can't.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I can't on mine. I know that.
Chuck, we're not talking about the ELAD, buddy. It doesn't say ELAD on the thumbnail.
Don't
We're
get
not.
all upset. I thought the song was helping him, Tio.
It was. He needs to get some more.
We just
Pen
keep saying
pals.
ELAD. It's like, okay, Chuck.
I didn't even say ELAD at that
We
time.
did. We
You
don't
said
want
it.
the low budget radio.
You said
we
it.
Don't, we don't want the low power QRP baby radio. We're talking about 100-watt
I
monster.
think Flex had one of those at once too.
I don't know. Good morning, Kathy Thompson. Please corral him. Fix his microphone. Go to Walmart and buy him a good one today.
Yeah. So what else does it do? Tell us. Could you show us in your? You can bring sound up, can't you, on like some phone stuff?
I am not set up to do that because I'm remoted into a different computer. I
Oh,
had
okay.
this running. I don't have the app on this computer at this time. So we'd have to do sound remotely through a remote control app, and we're not going to do that. But anyway, and Don had told me profiles, and that's another thing I haven't messed with. You can create different profiles, global profile and transmit and receive profiles. So depending on what you're trying to do, you can adjust those, which is pretty nice.
So you
have
could
a
do
full
like
rate.
you're trying to get out like say you're just doing DX stuff, and then you can do your rag shoe voice, right? Is that what
Yes.
you're saying?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So whatever you're setting up for FT8, you don't want noise reduction on, you don't want noise blanking on, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
You want digital on for FT8, but you're not going to want any of that stuff on if you're, doing voice or CW or whatever. So it's it just depends on what you're trying to do, and that's what the profiles will give you. Then, like any of these SDR radios, you can adjust the and I wish I could. Oh, I can move that window up. Excellent. So you can create custom equalization profiles for transmit and receive on the radio. And this is something I haven't fooled with a lot. I've done voice on this. To me, it's 6 of 1 1/2 dozen. Sounds fine. Some people get all into this. I don't know. It has a lot of monitoring capabilities. You can monitor like you can with a standard radio. This is a really cool setup here because you can change This is where you adjust your bandwidth and your mode and what antenna you're transmitting on. And a very cool thing about the Flex is, and other radios probably do this as well, but you can you can receive on one antenna and transmit on another one. So if I want to receive on my DX Commander and transmit on my NFED for whatever reason, I can. I don't think I've ever done that, but you can. So
A lot of people do like Don did with that loop on the ground thing,
with
you
a
know,
loop
for
on
receive.
the ground thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Or what's about beverage antenna, something like that.
So you can set all that stuff. And in this dialog box here, or this one that's on the screen, and this is where I usually do it, you just come up here and change out what antenna you're on. So this one is the red one here is the transmit antenna, and the blue one is the receive antenna. And you can see when I changed the receive antenna, the noise floor dropped. So this is where we went to the DX Commander Rapide that's on this radio. So that's nice. And then a lot of these settings over here on the left side are duplicated up here in the center where you can adjust them up here. And the other thing is that you could do this with FT8. So the Flex software has 3 apps that come with the suite. Yes, Paul, I upgraded to a 6600. And with the 3 apps, this is Smart SDR. And then you have one called Smart DAX, which I think stands for Smart Digital Audio Interface, and Smart CAT, which should be obvious what those are. And those allow you to use the Flex over the network. And when I say network, either your local LAN or with enough jiggling over the internet. Because I think Kyle remotes into his Flex. I don't think it's at his house.
Yeah, he's got a very
Either that or he
setup
has,
for it.
Yeah, he's
I
got
think
it
so.
stored someplace.
And that's one of the easy things for the Flex, right? Is remote.
Charles, you crackling.
All right. Just answer the question.
So, yeah, and that's the beauty of the Flex. And you can do it with other radios too, but you can set this up in a low noise environment and then remote into the radio. Yeah, Don, I knew Don is not at his house. He's got it at his sister's house. So, where was I going with that? Anyway, so Smart DAX and Smart CAT allow you to drive the radio remotely. It is not physically plugged into my computer like it is physically plugged into your computer. With my 7300 that I used to have, of course, I have a USB cable. Even with the 7610, if I wasn't doing it over the network, and it's similar in some ways. But this means that I can run WSJTX on this computer and talk to the Flex radio that's sitting down in my shop or whatever. So that's really cool. And it also, for example, the digital audio interface will work serially or it will work completely over the network. Same with the CAT stuff. So it's really, really a nice setup the way the software works. And you can set up, and this is, I think, what Slice Master does, and Kyle could tell you more about that. He uses it. I don't. I haven't played with it yet. But with DAX, for example, you can set what slice you want the DAX on. So I can have one WSJTX tied to DAX channel 1 to digital audio channel 1 and CAT channel 1, and that's listening to slice 1. And then I can have a whole nother slice and a whole nother WSJTX and a whole nother DAX and a whole nother CAT monitoring the other slice on a completely different band. So that's how they interface all that stuff together. Smart DAX, Smart CAT give you the glue to make this whole thing work seamlessly over the network. And it's really excellent software. And this is provided free with the radio. This isn't another app you have to buy. I think when they do a major version upgrade, which I've not been through, there's a fee to go from version 3.x, which is what we're on, to version 4 or whatever. Don, I have spots enabled. I never can get them to show up on this. I want to say they show up on the Mac version that Marcus wrote separately, but I can never get them to come up on Windows. So, let me see. So once you're in this window, whatever window you're looking at for your signals, you can also adjust the size of the of the adapter. So you can zoom out, and then you see something interesting, you can move, and you see this is where our slice break is. So if we look over here, this is up at 14,200, and then this is down at 14,074 where we've got FT8 over here.
Bill's got a really good point. He says you could have, since this does slices, you could actually have two operators running the same radio from two different computers on the same network.
Yep.
Instead of one operator running two radios, you can have two operators running one radio.
Now, Bill, they can't transmit at the same time, so they'd have to sync up. I mean, one could be driving his own side, but he'd have to not transmit. And I assume the radio would handle that. That's multiplex, right?
And SCU, I think is what they called it.
Okay.
I think it was Rod that was saying that you can do dual transmit if you have the SCU option.
Okay. So it's really good software is the point I was making. And again, Flex, this is version 3.x, which is the current version, free upgrades from Flex. And Don or Bill, Rod, I think there is a fee when they go to 4 if we want to upgrade to the version 4
It
software.
sounds like Don's available if you want him to come on the show.
Well, he could.
All right, I'll get him
Send
a link.
Don, put your
Send him
pants
a
on,
link.
Don, and a shirt.
Yes,
Mostly
please,
a shirt.
Please, Don.
Mostly
No,
shirt.
I'm actually, I'm kind of mostly interested in both.
Yes, same here.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping that the camera's just here up, so a shirt is, like primary.
He says it's going to cost you $199 to have him on the show. I don't know.
We'll have to raise some super chat.
It's coming out. It's coming out of Steve's budget, so I don't.
Oh, okay. Spectral capture units.
So in any case, and I don't really want this to be a whole Flex Radio demo. It's kind of boring, I think, but you guys may like it. I hope so.
Well, somebody wanted you to spread the FT8 out so you can see the signals. Oh, did you?
Well, I'm up in the voice.
You went the other way.
Yeah, let me move the.
You zoomed in.
This thing.
You zoomed down instead of zooming in. Yeah. Charizard says this is not boring at all. Keep going. Go deeper. Go deeper.
Go deeper.
I mean, for me, I keep learning stuff too because it's very similar. All the SDR radio. It doesn't.
I think James has a point here. James is saying we're going to need to have you all buy some more antennas so we can get Don on the show. There he is.
Right.
Yeah. There you go.
Hi, everybody.
Morning, Don.
Morning.
Don, good morning, buddy.
Good morning. And,
can you open? Maybe Don knows this. Can you open just that window where you're at? Because usually you can just open that part up.
What do you?
Right?
Which window are you?
Well, he's on FT8. He's got his slice there. Can't you just open that slice up in a separate window too, to make it bigger?
You don't need to. I don't know why you'd want to.
Well,
you just zoom in like what Jim's doing now. You just keep zooming in.
Well, you can look at the audios. There's a reason for it.
The audio.
Chuck, I'm not sure what you're talking about either.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't get it, Chuck.
I guess the software's not that advanced.
I don't see any need for it. But anyway,
I'll show you one day.
One thing that Jim doesn't have. If you look at the bottom of his screen, where there's a little weird thing and a thing that looks like an antenna, and then it says TNF, CWX, and FDX, right? Okay, that far one that says FDX, that is full duplex. The 6600 that Jim has bought will do full duplex because it has two separate SCUs, and they can run at the same time. So if you have, and this is what Mike does, he runs 440, and he runs 2 meters, and he does satellite work on it because he's running full duplex between those two slices. So that's why that actually is an advantage of the 6600 over the 6700. So the 6700,
I forgot about the SCU.
Yeah, the 6700 does have a 2 meter in it, but it is not very powerful. And I don't know how the 6700 guys do 2 meters, but the 6600 literally has two separate transverter ports on it, and so you can hang two transverters off of it. And there actually are some transverters that will do 5 different bands, and then you can plug in a connector on the back of the Flex, which is actually a USB connector, and you can set that USB connector up to tune or change the bands on the transverter to different bands as you choose. So the Flex is one of, to me, the most flexible radio platform out there.
I see what you did there.
It is. It really is. And I don't know why they call it a Flex radio, and they don't emphasize that, because it is such a flexible platform. And for a radio, it does pretty much anything radio-wise that you want it to do. The only reason I have an Anand is because it does not do diversity receive the way the Anand does. It doesn't do phased receiving, but it will do diversity where you're doing, you have a horizontal and vertical antenna, and then you're trying to phase between those for fading. It does do that, but it does not do the phasing where it's actually, or where it's phasing between the receive antenna and the transmit antenna, or both your receive antennas. And so that's unique to the Anand type radios, Hermes, etc.
Right.
Sorry, I'm probably preaching, but
what about the ELAD before Chuck asks? Because I'm going to beat him to it.
well, the ELAD only does eight slices, maybe 9, and the Hermes Lite, a $300 radio, will do 11 slices. So
Now it can only listen on.
yeah,
It can only transmit on one.
yeah, and well, actually, this is the trick on the Hermes that y'all didn't call me out on. But if you do 11 slices on it, you can't transmit at all on any of them. If you do 8 or 9 or 10, you can transmit. But when you hit it with 11, it will not transmit.
I mean, 4's too many.
Yeah, and there's a friend of mine down in Australia so I'll just tell you this story real quick. When I first got my Hermes, I was so damned impressed with it. And this kid was helping me. He was in Australia, and he was helping me understand the radio, and he did a lot to help me out. So eventually I bought, when the second round came up, I bought him a Flex not a Flex, but a Hermes, and I sent it to him. And he's the one that actually has done the 11 slice thing. So when he got that Hermes, he put it through all the paces that I never quite got. Anyway, so and by the way, on profiles, let me cover profiles just for a second. So with profiles, you can literally set up, and I do have a profile for every single band and mode that I use. So if I have 10 meters, I have a 10 meter FT8, a 10 meter SSB, a 10 meter CW. And when I set that, when I click on that and I scroll down on that profile thing that Jim just had up, and you click on it, it basically will set the transmitter up, it sets the receiver up, it sets the mode, all of the things under that like little bar there that were under the 14074 that Jim has, DAX and transmit and all those things. It sets all of those things up all at once just by clicking that profile thing, and it switches the radio to the band, and you're ready to go. You're ready to transmit or do FT8, or it sets the key up and the keyer up and all of that stuff. So, and
it comes with a bunch of profiles built in for microphones and.
Yeah, but see, when you go to the global one puts the transmit and the microphone and the global settings all up together.
Ties them together. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. It was on my to-do list to mess with profiles this weekend, as a matter of fact, and I just haven't yet.
You really need to, because you'll find out how powerful that is. It's so powerful to be able to set up a global profile and just go down and say, okay, I want this. And by the way, Jim, that's in the radio. Those profiles are stored in the radio. So I take my radio and I take it to my sister's house, and I reinstall the software on any of my other computers in the house, and then I connect to that radio. There's all the profiles.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah.
Hey, Don, hang on a second.
Thank you,
We need
TC
to-
Fitz.
Yeah,
Thanks,
TC,
Fitz.
thank you. We need
He's
to do the
working
thing.
today.
So, a question I have, it's driving me crazy since somebody's mentioned it a couple, 3 times. Where are spots? I can't find it. I think I have it turned
They're
on.
in the they're in one of the other apps, the add-on apps.
Oh,
it's
it's
not.
not in
Yeah.
here.
No,
Okay.
it's not in there. It's gosh, what is that called?
Bill says
Slice Master or one of the other
Yeah.
ones.
Okay.
Bill
And
says
then-
it's at. You can do it on the Mac version, I guess.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can, but
Yeah,
you
you
can do
can.
it. I don't own a Mac.
Or
I
it comes
won't
with
own
it.
a Mac. But
Okay. Calm down, Don. Calm down.
but
You're
well, the whole point is I don't have one, and I've been able to do spots. It's
Yeah,
it
'cause
just
I
takes a
use-
bit of setup.
I use the Mac SDR software at work on my work computer, and it has spots. Here at home, while the Mac is behind me now, it's in second or third place around here. But yeah, the Windows version has not done spots that I've ever seen, and I think I have everything enabled I can for what can show me. But
Yeah, it's one of those add-ons like Slice Master, or I'd have to
okay,
what is this? That's Slice Master. There, FR Stack, I think, is the FR Stack is the other one, and I think it's FR Stack that does it.
I'll have and I have FR Stack installed. I was going to show that too. Let me do
Yeah, and-
that.
The only thing I think about spots is just kind of like clutters up the screen. So if there's a lot of spotting going on.
See, I like
Yeah,
it
you-
because if I don't know,
You don't want to do it on FT8.
No.
It gets like this big clump of stuff, but
Yeah.
there's still reasons to do it. But
and you can now. This is my Node-RED dashboard
right,
that Kyle helped me set up. We did a live stream on it a couple 3 weeks ago, and
It's like
I have
Node
barely.
Burgundy.
I like
I know.
burgundy.
It's hard to see.
Okay, I'm sorry. We'll worry about the color another day, and I'll get your opinions.
It's great for an old Victorian house, but
I like the color. So with something like this, you can also interface into the Flex, and you can manage and control a whole lot of functions on basically everything you can do in the Smart SDR software. You can also do here in the Node-RED dashboard. And this isn't just showing information. This is things I can actively change.
Yep.
So if I want to change my transmit power, I can adjust the tuning power. I can adjust the carrier, filters, gain control, everything can all be done through the Node-RED dashboard. And I have some flows that don't work. This is supposed to be showing solar conditions and a few other things, and that one's not exactly working yet, right? But there are, and if you didn't see the stream with Kyle and I on it, or watch Kyle's channel, he's just a huge source of knowledge on Node-RED and interfacing with Flex, because Kyle's whole station is built around control with Node-RED. So that's a neat feature, and Node-RED would work with other radios as well. There's just a huge Flex community for Node-RED.
well, the thing is that Flex provides an API to their
Right.
functionality, and like we're talking about it on the Anand forums, the same thing, because we are. I mean, basically, when you look at Thetis is a fully free, open source interface, and it's basically controlling the entire radio. So that is written through an API, and if you adapt that to Node-RED, you could do basically the same thing, but nobody's taken that next step. So probably could do it on the ELAD, Chuck. Just gotta
I don't know.
get an API. I suspect that they probably have one. Where you don't see it so much are things like the 101D or the ICOM or something like that. There's a few of those, but not to the degree that we can do on the Flex or
Right.
on an SDR, these external SDR radios. Sun's another one.
Now this is FR Stack, Don, that I downloaded.
Yep.
This is a separate standalone app. This is the one you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's
And I have
showing you
barely explored this thing at all.
Well, yeah, that little interface right now is showing you profiles that you have available, and you've got 2 of them that are set up that the radio's remembering.
right. Well, this is 2 slices, right?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well-
you've got 2 slices on 20, and it's showing you've got a 30-meter. Basically, you have a 30-meter setup.
Oh, that's a profile. Oh, this is the profile.
See, it's got DigiU. It's a profile. And if you click that, I believe it would take you to one of them.
It did. It just changed the.
Yeah, it's set up for. It's now set up for FT8 on 10 meter, or sorry, 30 meters.
30.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I installed this the other day, and I spent about 15 minutes clicking around and.
By the way, Jim, one of the most important things this does is go click on the thing that says radios at the
Up
very
here?
top. Yeah, and look at the very bottom of that.
Reboot.
That's a very important. Yeah, very important button there. Reboot the radio.
Why is that a very important button?
Because every once in a while, it's usually what for me, it's when I have some kind of network glitch, and the radio gets the radio stops remembering and stops talking to the software because of this network stuff, and so you need to reboot the radio.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, and basically you're rebooting the little Linux that's running inside the radio.
Okay.
That's all that's doing.
I haven't had that problem yet. I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't.
It's happened to me multiple times, and especially like I'm running remote. I have a remote PC out there that I can run Slice Master, and it'll reboot the radio because my sister will have a power outage, and so the radio stayed up because I've got it on battery backup, but the house went down, and so the router rebooted. So in order to reconnect to the router, you need to reboot the radio, things like that.
Right.
And I would recommend that because you're running Linux internally, you do want to have a UPS. And I run a West Mountain Radio Epic Power Gate. That's right. And I have a battery on there. You can hook solar into it to charge the battery. And then if something happens and you lose power in your house, you can go and safely power down your radio.
Yep.
And now I've never had a problem with the radio just going off and then coming back on. But I know it's Linux, and I know how on occasion when Linux powers down incorrectly,
Ugly. Yeah.
it can corrupt the boot sector and you're dead.
Right.
And then you're replacing that little SD card inside the.
So, yeah, I have mine on a UPS. Not the fancy one. I've got mine on a consumer Best Buy UPS that I actually make sure the battery works in.
Yeah, I had one of those, but it was causing a lot of noise in the radio.
So, and anyway, so there's a lot of stuff you can do with the Flex, and we could get into spending a whole show on the apps alone. So
We haven't even talked about the PGXL yet.
Yeah, and we're going to not talk about it because Jim ain't got one, and then Jim ain't going to get one until Jim wins the lottery.
Don. Yeah, Don has a Mercury 3. But, and
So-
then, of course, you saw the TGXL button, too. So you can get the whole freaking line of Flex.
Yeah, and while I would love to,
That's what they
Yeah.
want.
I still have to pay for a truck. A truck payment. I got to pay for my medication. I don't want to eat cat food.
Yeah,
And I want the lady that lives with me to not pick up a shotgun and shoot me for being a dipstick. So, which is always a
I don't
very
know why she
near
hasn't
thing.
done that. Yeah.
It's a very near thing every day. So I'm selling this radio. I am selling the 6300, and I have a 66 on the way. Don, did you know they discontinued the 67? They announced that at Hamvention.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have. If
They're
you
gonna-
have an order for one, you'll get it, but they ain't selling no more 67s.
Well, I talked
which I thought was the top of the line, but it's apparently not.
No, it's not. And I asked this of Mike one time on one of the Flex Radio streams, and all he would say is, "Well, I'll talk to you about it later," because what I was basically saying is because I can tell from the 6600. First of all, the 6600 came out after the 6700. The 6700 is the last of the 6300 line, if you will, right? Because the 6300, 6500, and 6700 all came out like in that line, and they're all
those are all the pizza box ones, aren't they? One use,
right.
Yeah.
And the 64 and the 66 came later, and they have different SUs. And again, if you look at the back of the 6600 and you compare what that thing can do, and then you look at the back of the 6700, you're going, wait a minute, why are the features that are here not on that one? So that's why I went with the 6600. And I still to this day feel like the 6600 platform has more capability. By the way, if you live in the UK, Martin Lynch and Son has a 6600 in their used equipment deal. Now, how long that lasts, I don't know, but they were showing it yesterday.
You couldn't have told us that privately, Don.
Yeah, really. Damn it,
You
Don.
want to order it from England, Chuck, and have it shipped over here?
I almost ordered an ELAD from them until I found one.
Jim's got a 6300 for sale for you, Chuck.
Yeah, son, you could get.
I know.
Chuck,
I know.
Bro price.
And I'm telling you that the 6000 series, the whole 6000 series, are very good radios, and they very much work the same. You're only missing basically features on the back side. So, if you can get a 6300 and you're wanting a flex, do it. You're going to have the same experience in a lot of ways that Jim and I are going to have on our 6600s. Yeah, there's some feature differences, and we're paying for those, but you get a radio that's really every bit as good as the 6400.
Well, yeah, there's a big jump in price from the 64 to I guess now the 66. And Don, maybe you could well, first of all, Jim,
Chuck, microphone swap, son. You cracked
them where they can buy yours. You didn't tell them where to contact you. Well, I fixed my mic.
Well, fix your mic? I don't know, Chuck. Don's a software guy. Maybe he can tell you what's wrong with your iPad.
No.
How did they get a hold of you to get
I don't
that radio from you?
Don's
Jim?
a software guy, and he doesn't do Mac. That's the trick there, Jim.
So the radio is listed in Discord, in HRCC's swap channel, in Clubhouse's Discord, and in Toad's Discord, in the swap channel, and it is listed for $1,600 plus shipping.
Damn, that's good.
I feel like I'm just, I'm overflowing with love to share with my friends.
How long does that sale last? Is that a 1 week only thing?
No, that's the price. That is the listed price. If you PayPal me in the next 33 minutes before the show goes off the air, $1,550. $1,550.
But now, Jim, when is your 6600 coming in?
I don't know.
So you're not going to be on the air for how many weeks then?
It'll be a while. I've got a 706 that Morton thinks he's going to buy from me, but little does Morton know I'm probably going to be using that as my backup radio. I can FT8 on that. I've got a digi-rig for it. I can remote it through a PC, so I'll be on a 706 doing FT8 for a while, probably.
Yeah, but you can't explore profiles with that.
No, I can play with the software. I can go.
That 706
someday
is a
when my
beast,
radio
man.
is
That's
here.
a
I
great
can
radio.
do this.
Again, the profiles are stored in the radio, so
Yeah,
it
won't even bring up the sauce without the radio connected. Yeah,
I think you can play around with it. You just can't really save it or do anything.
I would throw in a UV.
Now,
I'll throw in a UV6R. I will.
If we could get Ape on here, I could go into all the details
Ape
about
is here.
the Sun SDR.
I'll throw in sticker
and what
pack
a
too.
lovely radio that is.
I will buy you a car sticker pack.
Okay, as long as you're buying the sticker pack, because we can't be giving those away.
Right. I will buy a car sticker pack, and it will be in the box with the radio.
Speaking of giveaways, we got one. What are we giving away, Jim?
What are we,
What are we giving away, Jim?
doing giveaways today?
Flex.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's give something away.
Let's give something away. All right, a Kenwood coffee mug.
Oh, is it in reach?
No, because I didn't know we were doing this today. So it's in a box in the other room.
Gotta be prepared. What color is it?
Oh man,
It is a black coffee mug with Kenwood logo.
what color
If
is
you,
the
want
logo?
to, if you want to turn my camera off for a minute and my audio, I will jump up and go fetch it. I can do that too.
If it's not putting you out, man.
Fixed. Solved the gym problem.
So, Don, I started to ask you, why don't you tell people that, and myself, the biggest difference from the 64 to the 66, since that's the two you can buy right now.
Well, I kind of did that.
Besides price.
Ago. Well, so you get the 6400 has a single SCU, which is the receiver. The Flex or the 6600 has two SCUs. The 6700 has 4 SCUs. And each SCU allows you one slice. Now, we're not going to beyond the slices. What you get is on a 67 or 6600, you get the 2 slices, but they will run together in full duplex mode. So you're now getting full duplex, which means that and you get 2 transverter ports, one for each SCU. Okay. So then you can you can do the whole satellite thing. With full duplex, you don't need to buy that extra 9700 to do that.
Oh, so in the long run, it might be cheaper.
It is cheaper. What is a 9700? About $1,400-$1,500, and I can buy 2 Q5 transverters for a whole hell of a lot less than that, and I get the same power output I get on a 9700, and I have a GPS input that actually correctly controls the TXCO, unlike the 9700.
Okay, just calm down. Oh man, calm down.
We were just filling time while you're.
Yeah.
I bought the GPSDO module for the Flex, and I bought the extended transmit module.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. See, I'm going to go with when I do that, I'm going to buy an external GPSDO.
Look at Tio's already got it set up.
It's been set up for a while, man. All right, hold on. There it is. Show it. Jim.
Oh, look at that.
Sell it. That looks good.
You know what looked really good if they'd done the K in red?
That looks like it's got a rabbit inside it.
Oh man, I almost pulled the rabbit
What's
out.
left of a rabbit?
Ooh. Well, somebody get some mustard and let's put this thing in a skillet.
Nice.
So this is a ceramic Kenwood coffee mug. This will hold your coffee. We have 2 of these to give away. Maybe less. It depends. We're only going to give away 1 today. One of these is probably staying at my house because it's a nice looking coffee mug. I don't even drink coffee out of mugs. I don't know why. We'll probably.
Right.
And even Don wants it.
Yeah.
Don got a hat last week. Don.
I mean, if I win, I can let it. Y'all can redraw,
and it will come.
But I'm really happy with my
wrapped.
hat, by the way.
So I didn't even do I was in the video. So Hayden did the video with me buying the FTM 500.
Mm-hmm.
And Hayden had asked me, he said, "Are you really going to buy a radio?" I said, "Yeah, on my way out of here today, I'm going to find somebody who's selling them. I'm going to start at HRO." And he wanted to do a video of it. And I said, "Okay, I don't care. That's fine." So we hit up HRO and we hit up Gigaparts. And if y'all saw the video, and then Hayden was adding in all his beeping because there was some swearing, but not nearly as many beeps.
Especially when those scooters ran over your foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost got killed by an old man in a scooter. And so we ended up at R&L, and R&L had, oh Lord, Chuck. I mean, Chuck's the one that saw it first. There was a stack of
R&L did kind of a cool thing for people. They did half of their stuff on Friday and half on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then whatever was left over. So they gave people that maybe you didn't come both days, they gave people a chance both days. So that was kind of a bro move there, on their part.
It was. I thought that was a really sweet thing. And they had a great price on the FTM 500. So R&L saw the video, and they sent me a box of swag. A box of swag.
Yeah, they
Garth,
did.
are you good on the Zed?
I should have had Hayden do a video of me buying mine too. We would have a lot more stuff to give away, maybe.
Right. So, yeah, Chuck,
Jiggle.
your mic is killing
Does
us,
it help?
son.
I don't think it helps. Right?
No,
It doesn't help.
it's worse.
Yeah.
It's making everyone's brains bleed. We're all going to have strokes.
I think T.O.'s right. Just every 5 minutes I change it.
Just pull the mic
just-
out of the iPad and talk straight in the iPad mic and listen
then
on
I
the
have
iPad.
audio out here.
Well, you got nothing now. It's hot garbage.
Hot garbage. Oh, it's on the other one. Hang on.
Garth, are you good on the Zed, my friend?
Well, I should have something. Nothing?
Yeah, still bad. Still bad.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's the iPad.
Mm.
WG2G.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, Garth has
Yeah,
got him a Kenwood
said
coffee
yes.
mug.
Bill, we do have a DMR talk group. Go into the Toads Discord and then go to the digital voice room, and there's a pinned comment at the back. But I want to say it's 319-2083, right, Jim?
Yes, that's correct. That's the DMR. D-Star is XLX 546 Alpha, and YSF is 55295.
Bill's a flex guy too.
Yes, I sat next to him at the Flex
Yes, he
dinner,
is.
and we shared meatloaf together
He
at the
brought
Flex
his
dinner.
He brought his to Arizona. I get to play with it just a
Steve,
few minutes.
spin up a ball cap giveaway.
Ball cap.
Oh, another giveaway.
Show him the ball cap.
Connor Black
Ooh,
took
that's a nice looking one.
took 2 Flex radios out to POTA one time.
Wow. Now, didn't Flex used to make some old QRP ones too, Don? A long
Yeah,
time ago?
the 1500 were the QRP. I can't remember. I think the 3000 might have been 20 watts, but
Right. Ooh, I wish
Yeah,
mine was
Jim, that's a
20.
little
Look at
disturbing.
that.
yeah,
Wow.
wow,
R&L sent me a
Man.
ton of swag,
They must like you.
that's nice.
and I'm not a ball cap wearer most of the time, hardly ever.
Are those
So-
all R&L?
No,
No,
these are
there's some Yezu in there. What's the orange one?
Oh, that's right. Yeezy.
Oh, it's
That's
another
the
Yezu.
Yezu one.
Nice.
I want to put one of those aside for me.
It's too bad
Oh,
nobody
and,
on this show likes Yezu, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
Chuck.
Right.
Hey, Chuck.
Yeah.
R&L special today is your Comet Analyzer.
I like that
Actually,
because
we'll
it does everything.
we'll
That's
give
on
you a
their front
choice.
page today.
Whoever wins this will get their choice of one cap from the stack.
Whiskey and Tea, I think you're new here. We actually all have Yezu radios, and I have more Yezu radios than any other radios at this point.
Then Chuck, probably.
I do actually have
Probably not more than
Yezus
me.
than Chuck does.
No, I doubt
Oh
it.
no.
But his
No.
microphone works and doesn't sound like somebody's
See, Chuck,
wrinkling
I
up saran
bought
wrap.
2 at Hamvention. How many did you buy at Hamvention?
One, but I already have.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, there you go. There you go.
1, 2.
Yeah, Chuck.
Yeah,
needs
Chuck, you bought a
101.
500 too, right?
Three.
At Hamvention.
Yeah, but
All right.
Chuck needs a 101.
I don't think it's gonna help. I'm going to try something different.
So I want to remind everybody that the PayPal clock for $50 off the selling price of my Flex 6300 is only good until 10:30. So
10:30 Central.
10:30 Central Time, not 10:30 like Chuck time, because that's like 3 days ago. It's so far behind.
I was going to. How's my audio on this? This is
It's
a different
horrible.
setup.
It's
Totally.
bad.
Crackling
bad.
like crazy.
It's got to be the iPad.
It's
Yeah.
nothing but massively annoying at this point.
It's
It's like,
probably
I
been.
mean, it's
probably been
worse.
dropped.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Next
And
time,
this is
join
bad?
from your phone and then use your iPad as your chat.
Yeah,
window.
yeah.
Maybe
Why
that's
don't you
what I
do that
should
now?
do.
Drop out and come back on your phone, Chuck.
All right. Hang on.
Because that thing is just it's shit. Okay, it's shit.
Ooh, that's 2 swear jars in one show.
It's like playing cards with my brother's kids. I don't know if
Jim
it's his
would-
iPad or his cable, but man, I think it's his iPad. That thing is horrible.
Jim, Don wants to know if you'll take a spare kidney, and I think Jim's actually a kidney down, so that might get him restocked, so he can then go out and get another radio.
I'm low a kidney at this point. I'm low a kidney, so no, I'm not. I don't want any more kidneys, but no, cash is fine. PayPal, Apple Pay, whatever. But I mean, $1,550 for a Flex 6300. Don, is that a deal? Is that a good deal?
Yeah.
Jason, KB1
because you'll be literally
WSE.
running the same software that Don and I will be running on our 6600s.
Yes.
The difference is you won't have as many slices, and a few other things. But
Yeah,
Jason, KB1 Whiskey Sierra Echo. What ball cap do you want, Jason?
Jason, which ball cap do you want?
Yesu in Japanese means crap. Chuck, say something.
Hello. Test 1, 2,
Oh my
3.
God.
Yeah,
Oh,
thousands
so far
of-
so good.
Jesus
Yeah.
wept.
So that's better. Well, the other one was
Yeah,
good
yeah.
at times too.
No. Your phone sounds 10,000 times better than the other one sounded, even when it wasn't crackling.
It's 10,000 times newer than me.
Yeah, you sound fine now.
Jason,
All right.
Jason, we have 2 Yezu hats. Do you want the blue one or the orange one? We'll wait.
Let's see. Yep.
While
we
we're
have
waiting,
the black
Gravity
orange
did.
and the blue black.
He wants orange. All right, got it, Jason.
Orange.
And then are you good on
orange Yesu
QRZ?
for Jason. Yep. All right. Bueno. I will get those out to you Monday morning. And there will be more in the future, because as you see, we have a stash. And I'd like to thank R&L. They just thought the video that Hayden did was so cool. They'd send everything to me, and I didn't even do the video, but I buy a lot of
Because
stuff
you're in the
from
US.
R&L.
Yeah, maybe you should send some of that to Hayden.
Well,
You're the
I was-
referenced buyer.
Don't tell Hayden, but I was actually going to send him a ball cap and a coffee mug, and probably pay more than a ball cap and a coffee mug costs. But that's
Ooh, if you're doing that, I got something to ship you to put in the box.
okay, because I could put both of those things in the 5x9 in the tumbler box. What do you got? Yes, I'm going to do it. So
I got
Send it.
We'll talk about it after the show.
yeah, send it.
Yeah, that was
Don,
funny.
we love you, Don. Not you, Don. Not Don on the screen. Don in AU. But we're not giving away the flex. Jim is a Republican. I'll sell it to you.
with shipping.
Yeah, and you're going to pay for shipping.
Yeah.
Jim is not eating the shipping. And I have the boxes. So this, if you missed this, I bought this radio used, certified pre-owned from Flex, like
TPO.
three months ago. So it will actually ship to you in the same boxes that Flex shipped it to me in.
Did you buy the
It's-
extended warranty on it, or do they offer?
On the new one, no, I don't think they offer the extended warranty. I don't believe. Maybe it was like 90 days or something. On the new one, I paid for the 3-year extended
the
warranty.
Yeah, I did too. I've used it once, but
Paul, for $1,550, TikTok.
TikTok.
I mean, Paul, I like the radio so much I bought a new one. Ape was mean to me. Son, that radio so old it's been discontinued twice. And it doesn't matter because it works great. There's nothing wrong with this radio. It radios just as well. I was
More
already
radio
thinking
than
about
Jim can handle.
yeah,
I was already thinking about selling the 7610 anyway, because the 7610, which I liked, has been sitting here getting dusty since that Flex came into my life. I'm just saying, my old girl over here, old and busted, new hotness. So,
yeah.
and now the 6300, she's got to go. She's got to go because I got a new one coming in.
The Flex is what got me into SDRs in general, and so now, I mean, from the Flex, I've gone to the Sun SDR, the Anand, the Hermes. All of these radios basically work a lot the same, and it's just been a absolutely fascinating journey. And I won't get rid of any of them because I love the experience so much. I mean, I'd have an ELAD even if I I just can't afford to spend more money on.
Well, that was my whole thing with the ELAD. It got me experience with a SDR radio, a true SDR radio.
Right. I mean, you kind of get that experience with an RSP-1A, to be honest.
Right.
Don,
It's
so
only
Scott
a-
has a question, and you're the software guy, so I want you to hit this one.
Sure.
Since it's a software device on the network, does it need antivirus?
No.
I mean, I know my answer is no, but I mean, it's a closed system that only accepts certain protocols on certain ports in certain conditions.
It
has authentication.
Kind of. So internally to the radio, it doesn't. The only thing that it's talking is the protocol. So
right.
Same thing with an Anon. It's basically it's communicating on its protocol, and you're not going to hack the protocol.
Right.
The same thing with the Sun SDR or a Hermes or whatever. They're closed systems. Even a 101D, it's the same thing. You're not going to hack the radio. You could hack the PC that the software is running on, but we already know about that, and we are already hopefully protecting our PCs, right?
Right.
So the Flex is one of those things where it's such a specialized edge case, and it's running an operating system that's already not as hackable as, say, Windows, for example. Mm-hmm. That there's nobody that's targeting it as a platform for viruses. Number one, and number two,
there's
antivirus
no
software companies. The antivirus software companies aren't aware of this radio at all.
Yeah, we can't even get somebody to write an Android app for it. So I mean, who's going to hack it?
Yeah, I mean the thing with the hacker types, and Don is getting perilously close to talking about information security here. I'm bringing him over to the dark side. The thing about the hackers is there's something they want. I mean, unless they're just doing it to entertain you, to entertain themselves or screw with you.
0 day.
They're out for money. They're looking for a return on investment. So the 3 or 5 or 10,000 Flex radios that have ever been sold is not a return on investment. The 80 bazillion Windows machines that your grandmas all have playing solitaire on, that's their return on investment because they can get a hold of those 80 million machines and use them for something. They can't really use the Flex rate. There's just no ROI on it for the hackers. It's a numbers game with them. And
yep.
Colin, thank you. Okay, sorry. I'm spasming. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Randy!
Colin, thank you.
I might need to redo the one with the audience doing the standing ovation as a reaction for one of Jim's jokes.
Yeah, I know what that's going to be. Oh, golf claps?
Well, he did say redo it.
Crickets.
I thought it was going to be crickets, yeah.
You could do it for one of Ape's jokes, but does he ever joke?
No.
You just don't know when he's
Colin.
joking.
Listen, if you haven't seen... Dude, you need to go watch Hayden's interview with Ape from Hamvention.
Oh,
It was freaking hysterical.
Yeah.
Colin, thank you very much.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone to Hamvention, but I am trying desperately to get to Huntsville.
Excellent.
You got that overlanding van, Don. You should get there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, Jason, I talked to Jason, Ham Radio QO, and he was saying, "Oh, we could caravan out there," but I don't know. It depends on when he's leaving. I will leave on Tuesday.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to start working on 4 days in August, and it's very unofficial and low key at this point, but it's going to be at Montesano. I'm going to get there on Monday, and I'm going to plan on doing as much operating as I can, videos, ham radio related topics, building antennas, whatever.
Now you tell us.
Actual hands. Well, I've said it once or twice before, but it's got to start somewhere, Chuck. Why not right here, right now?
Right.
Ham radio hands-on activities on the mountaintop, which is a SOTA and a POTA entity both. And then we'll end it off with a Hamfest.
I think we need to reach out to our Puerto Rican friend, a charter member of the E4 Mafia like myself, and coordinate a jump or two with him.
By Chuck.
Because I was thinking...
Sorry.
Okay. I was thinking that would be an excellent event to integrate into your 4 days in August, and have a station set up with a arrow, for example.
Jim
That'd be
Carlos tandem jump.
A Jim is too fat to be jumping with Carlos.
Yeah, Jim's got to go on the diet first.
I'd have to lose a significant amount of food stores to jump
Yeah.
with Carlos. I would listen. I would totally do it. I've flown airplanes. I ain't never jumped out of one, and I totally would do it. I used to rappel back in the day, a million years ago. So that's fine. I'm good. I'm good with that.
Did you ever do the upside down thing off the building?
No,
Rappelling. Yeah, that one's like, whoa.
no, never did that one.
It's doing like 100-foot tower. It's like a standing, just one of those platforms. Ugh.
Yeah.
Don.
Deposit for
Okay,
this.
he gets the claps. Bravo, Don. Bravo.
Bravo.
Bravo. So,
Thank you, Don.
Huntsville, I think Chuck and I are staying together.
Well, not together. Same cabin.
Well, I mean, you see how close them beds are?
No.
At least, I don't know,
I
every
haven't.
morning when I woke up, the bed that Steve was in was closer than it was when I went to sleep. I'm not entirely
Well,
sure
Jim
what's
likes
happening.
Jim likes to keep the air conditioner down at like 55, so I had to, seek some body heat for warmth.
Oh, now you tell me.
Yeah, there ain't a lot of room, so you're going to be living out of your suitcase. Don't expect closets and maid service. But I mean,
do
it's
that
clean,
anyhow.
clean linen. We're in a cabin. It's about the size of a hotel room with a bathroom and
It's a camping cabin. It's not a hotel room.
Right.
yeah.
Like a year.
You and the
I thought it
mosquito
was fine.
eaters.
And Chuck, they have a coffee pot in there, so I will make sure to have some coffee.
Oh,
Coffee
you're all
pot,
right, man.
also known as laundry machine.
Yeah.
Same thing. Same one.
Yeah.
Clean your clothes in
wash
there.
your socks and brew your coffee all at the same time.
Right,
Oh,
at the
great.
same time. Ed Sweeney,
don't
I
use
hope
hotel
there are
coffee
pork
pots
chop
anymore.
sandwiches at Huntsville, but I don't remember.
You guys weren't bragging about them.
Oh no, we'll have to get T-Ray to do it.
I don't remember
The
that
food at Huntsville,
sit-
The food
Yeah.
sucked.
Okay.
There's no two
Really?
words about it. The food
Yep.
sucked.
Yep,
Food's
the
no
food
good
at Huntsville was
Huntsville, Kath.
I thought y'all went to all those restaurants around there.
The restaurants were fine, but the food inside of the venue at the
yeah.
Von Braun Center, what is it?
No,
White
it was-
Castle burgers are higher quality.
it
That's
was
a
what you would
hotel
expect
anyway,
from a municipal facility.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. Dry ass hamburgers, stale nachos.
Is it in a hotel or?
No,
Or-
it's in
okay.
it's in the
in the Von Braun
Huntsville
Convention
Civic
Center.
Center.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Von Braun Center, but yeah, the Huntsville Civic Center.
Yes,
Yeah,
White
8
Castle
minutes
is
left for
fine
that flex
eating.
discount. Well,
Mhm.
yeah,
8 minutes.
15.50. 15.50. Master said 15.50. And you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. I eased
That's,
into it by
Gollum
buying the
from Lord of
used
the
one,
Rings.
and I think it's great.
Mm-hmm. And I mean that's what this whole last hour and a half has been, is Jim selling you that radio.
I'm
In
working
case you
it.
didn't catch on.
I'm working
Yeah.
it. I mean, I could take my shirt off too if that's going to help. Y'all can see my farmer tan.
It won't help.
I don't know if
Just
there's a
leave it
Wawa
on.
near
I mean, if
Huntsville. I
someone
don't
buys
think there is.
someone buys it, I will keep my shirt on. Otherwise, I'm going to get naked before the stream's over. And that's, I mean, I got a Speedo on.
Fix that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
I knew that was happening.
now, if there was a Buc-ee's near there would be good food.
I think there is a Buc-ee's.
Is there?
Really?
I think it's
I'm
in
going to have to go
Athens,
by
though.
then.
Buc-ee's has great barbecue and just I don't know. I frequently go up. It takes me about 30 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes at least to get up to the Buc-ee's, and I will go up there regularly just to get food.
Beef jerky.
Yeah, the beef jerky is amazing, but
Yeah, Ape likes the beef jerky.
yeah, I like the sandwiches. They have this sausage on a stick thing with a tortilla wrapped around it. Huh. Man, that's good.
Oh,
Deep fried. Was it deep fried too?
serious question from Scott. It is the museum ships weekend, I do believe.
Yeah.
Is that right, Scott?
Yeah.
I love Museum
It's
Ships
also-
Weekend. It's fantastic. It's
it's
also
also-
a POTA plaque event.
POTA plaque event, which Jason and Mike are up about an hour from me doing that. But it's also DFW Ham Expo. I'm actually, quote, working. Well, I'm running a build back in the back, but so I couldn't make it out to the POTA event with Jason and Mike and Frank and all of the Texas boys. But
Now, you
Scott.
know, I don't POTA, and I've been pretty clear about that.
Mhm.
But I do support the the people who go POTA, because I don't mind hunting POTA people at all.
yeah,
And
Well-
when I do phone, that's actually who I go for first.
yep.
My people.
My people.
You should be able to find K at MRD and KC5 HWB and
I have
you
never
know.
caught them on a POTA. Never.
What?
Try today. They're out there now.
I'll have to work it.
Yeah.
Jim,
But-
you might want to start working in soda, get your Shack Sloth award.
Shack sloth. That's right.
It just sounds cool, right?
No, I just don't feel like burning gas and driving around to someplace I wouldn't normally go anyway to talk on the radio.
And somebody in the chat here said they worked to Rolly ZL1 BQD.
Oh,
just,
wow.
before the stream, I guess. And I've worked Rolly once on FT8, and he was actually in a rare park. He told me later. So, if you can get New Zealand today, that would be a big deal. I think he's on 10 meters.
Well, I have now this flex that's out in the shop has logged many POTA hunters.
Mhm.
And Tim, no, son, that isn't going to happen. It's just not. I'm not driving somewhere to sit out in the heat and talk on the radio. Not happening.
Just set your truck up. You can sit in the air conditioning.
I don't
Oh, air
want to
conditioning
go
in the
there.
truck.
I didn't lose nothing there.
Well,
Was
you
sitting somewhere
specified
else.
you don't want to sit in the heat. And
I don't want to sit in the truck there.
That's
It's a
actually
place-
how I do POTA. I have a 891 and an ATOS on my van.
Well,
Right
and you
up.
are all better
Boom.
people than I am, because I think
conditioning.
POTA is insane, and I'm not going to do it.
It
I'm
is
not.
insane, and I
I'm
love
not.
it.
I'm not doing it. Get off my lawn.
Go at night, vampire.
Yeah, I would have.
But
Right.
there's so many things to do in ham radio, Jim, that we
Right.
don't care. You do you.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'll hunt POTA guys all day. They're looking for contacts to activate the park and all the POTA
Oh, yeah.
plaques and awards and whatnot.
Yeah.
Jim's
Rock on.
doing his part.
Well,
I'm doing my
not-
part. You got to talk to somebody. I'm
I'm
that
not
guy.
Doing his
real-
part.
I don't like this one because they're making it into a contest, and you can't work the work bands. And we already have. I mean, me and another guy have been talking. There's another YouTuber that posted on y'all's Discord that has a video out about getting slammed for working POTA on 17 meters. I've had the same experience, and to me, this is going to make that much worse. But
Because it's not a contest.
yeah, it's not a contest, but it is today. Today is.
Oh, today
POTA
is. Okay.
Yeah. Now you
get
can
award
work
plaques and everything.
like what Matt said. I think was it on your guys show on Thursday? I think he was talking about it. You can work POTA today on 17 meters. You just don't get any points towards the plaque,
Right.
which is exactly what I would do today if I was going out POTA. I just have this work thing, and then I think I'm going to go to the DFW Expo.
You know, the POTA thing, like you said, Don, there's enough pieces of ham radio that do whatever makes you happy. I don't want to
SSTV.
do POTA. And honestly,
Right.
and I'm looking at all of yous that are putting comments in the chat right now about go do POTA. It'll be fun. No, you vegan sons of guns. I don't want to
See you,
eat your
Mark.
Impossible Burger. Leave me alone.
By the
It's
way,
like
I
a
have,
bunch of vegans out there trying to make me eat an Impossible Burger.
I have the distinction of working K6ARK on a soda using SSTV.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So James, real quick, it's not a virtual plaque. This is a literal, legitimate wooden plaque that you can hang
Yeah.
on your wall. It's a real thing.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not a paper one.
They're nice plaques. I
No,
don't
it's
have any
thick.
problem with them.
So, anyway,
I don't care what anybody says. I will use 30 meters, 60 meters, 12 meters, and 17 meters for POTA. I have no problem doing that.
Right. Y'all got 30 seconds. Jim's going to click that button. That radio is
Hand me
going to be
that,
back up to full discounted price instead of
thing.
discounted.
I know.
price.
I'm like, come on, peoples.
Back
I
to
can't
full price,
believe-
man.
And I highly recommend it.
Have you checked
Yeah,
your Discord? You got anybody slid into your DMs, Jim?
I have not checked because we've been doing this,
Just
but
it.
Jim could have sold it
Already
5
sold.
times by now.
Yeah.
there we go. That's what I should have had going the whole show. Is
Some of
Did
this
everybody
audio
would-
was messed up.
Then everybody would have known what this is really about. It's not about Flex Radio. It's about Jim selling a radio.
Chuck Schultz said he was going to offer me his Honda 3000 generator, but he remembers he needs the cash instead of another radio.
Right.
Yeah. I need the cash instead of another generator, Chuck. Otherwise, that would be a possible trade. No, I don't have any DMs. Oh, come on, folks. Come on. So, anyway, I like the Flex. And, I mean, yeah, this is kind of an infomercial, but
Well, I like SDRs in general. And I mean, I could tell you, which I'm trying to work on a video for. I've got a lot of things to put together, but
what
try
makes
to
an SDR
compare-
better than a super het radio, Don?
well,
About
I mean,
40 years of advancement.
if you look at like
Right.
the 101D, the 7300, all of those lines of radios, those are all SDRs, right? So I think that's well established. But what sets things apart is when you move up to that next step and you get even a Hermes Light or a Sun SDR or a Flex or an Anand. What sets those apart from a 101D? And it's the flexibility and the capabilities that you can bring into the radio, the things that you can actually control in the radio that are beyond your control on these other types of SDRs, where what you can do is only in the menu and in the on the buttons. With these other radios where you're running it through software, the sky's the limit. I mean, we see that with Node Red. We see that in the interfaces that are presented, the APIs that are presented, all of that. And so there's like a different set of features between a Sun SDR, an Anand, and a Flex radio. And one of the things that I'd love to see everybody do is adopt the TCI protocol that Sun has. And sometime when Ape is on, have him tell you the beauties of the TCI control over Cat.
I don't want to get into it. We're already at 10:35.
I know.
But
Today's
we all got ham stuff to do. Let me ask you a question. TCI, is that running TCP or UDP, Don?
it's TCP.
TCP at
And
layer
it's TCP
5.
and UDP, so it's TCP IP. And
I know
it's
that.
internal
Yeah.
TCP IP. So therefore, like all of this crap that you have to do, like on the Sun, you have, or the Flex, you have DAX and CAT, right?
Yep.
On the Sun, you don't. You have TCI. That's it. And your audio and everything, you go into WSJTX and you set up TCI, and on the audio you set up TCI. You're done.
Okay. So they're encapsulating all those. They're encapsulating the whole banana in their TCI protocol stack. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's all TCP IP, so there's no weird serial port connections and all the other things.
But is it a UDP stream or a TCP stream? It's a UDP stream, isn't it?
TCP IP, so therefore it's both. You know about TCP IP encapsulate TCP, UDP, SCTP, all of those internal.
Let him have it, Jim. Let him have it.
Well, TCP IP is the overriding.
Yeah, and I'm talking layer 4. That's TCP IP, layer 4 down. Up from layer 4, TCP, UDP.
IP is everything from layer 1
Chuck
to
Daddy
layer
and Uncle
7.
Don are fighting again.
I know.
But
Hear it.
well, no, the whole thing is, Jim, it's both TCP. It has TCP components and UDP components.
That's what I was trying
in
to get
the
at.
protocol. So that's why I'm saying it's TCP IP, because it's basically It has both in it.
It's using both during
Yeah,
the.
yeah, right.
Okay, that's what I was getting at.
TCP QRP
audio and TCP cat.
All righty, guys, we're at the end of the show. If you haven't dropped a DM, and I haven't gotten a PayPal email, the price on the Flex is $1,600 plus shipping. And
Still a good deal.
Still a very good deal. Less than I paid for it from Flex, I would point out. So, it's only been driven by an old ham to church on Sunday.
And they're not that easy to find either. They don't.
No, you can go a long time to see any used stuff pop up on Flex. So,
yeah.
Or anywhere else. Guys, y'all have a great day. Thank you for coming. Don, thanks for popping on here and helping out.
Yeah, I don't mind. And thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, guys.
anytime, Tom.